You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Melissa Pilgrim is a travel advisor with years of experience, a platinum earmarked agency with over 20 years in the travel industry. Because all families are different and have different needs, Melissa offers personalized levels of services that are unique for every family.
When it comes to Disney trips, Melissa is the perfect agent for you to get the information you need. Check out our website at www.milesfrommaineST.com/sponsors for more information and to get a free quote. We thank Melissa Pilgrim for sponsoring Miles from Main Street.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas.
So today on Miles from Main Street, I'm here with Tammy. Hello, Tammy. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Mikhailo can't be with us, and I figured what a great time to get Tammy in here. We also have a special guest. This is Julia. Julia, a cast member at Disney as a PhotoPass cast member. We're going to get some information out of her, aren't we?
Sure.
All right. So, Julia, thank you for joining us. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Not only are you a cast member, but you also have your own YouTube channel. Do you want to hit that first?
Yes, of course. Thank you. I have my own YouTube channel, and it's just my name. So it's Julia Hartlaub. And I could spell it, I guess, because it's a long name, Hartlaub. But it has some Disney stuff on there. But the biggest thing on there that I talk about is all things books. Books. And occasionally I'll do Florida vlogs as well. So Disney, Florida, and all things books.
Fun. Yeah, we've watched it a little bit, and
yeah, I get good book recommendations from. We just went to Half Price Books, and I got like a huge stack.
I love that. I wish we had a Half Price Books next to me.
I'm reading the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo right now.
Such a good book.
I like it so far.
Good. Yeah, check it out. I appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah, I did forget to plug my own show here.
Yeah.
So everyone, please go out and like this show, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Julia's channel, which I will have linked down in the comment or the little description down below, and the show notes if you're listening on the podcast. We have new episodes coming out every Tuesday, and soon we will be going live. I know I said that we were going live last time. We've had some
technical
scheduling difficulties. Yeah, but we will get there. We'll get there, and I'll make sure everyone knows when we're ready. So, check us out every Tuesday. Do you have a regular schedule, Julia?
I'm so sorry about my dog.
That's fine.
Let me let her out real quick. She's very excited.
Well, while she is doing that, we have some great stuff to do tonight. We are going to be talking Love It, Enjoy It, Destroy It.
Yep.
After we find out what it's like being a cast member, Julia. You have done a lot for Disney over the last,
9 years.
9 years. I mean, time flies when you're loving Disney.
Yes.
How'd you get involved with all of this?
So, of course, I started with the Disney College Program. I went to college at UW-Whitewater, and I was able to do a Disney College Program my sophomore year. And then I finished that. I did that in the spring, and I came home, continued school, and then came back right away the following summer in 2016 for a summer alumni program. So anyone that had already done a program before was able to do just a quick, brief alumni summer program for like 3 months. And then I finished up school and then moved down permanently, well, what I thought was permanently, and worked for the company with technically my third college program, so that it was easy to transition into full-time until COVID hit. And then came home to be with family for a couple of years, and now we're back and I'm working full-time again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Mikhailo and I are jealous that you get to do that because we would love to do that someday. So.
It is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and you get to, it's like playing in the park, and then on your days off, you can actually play in the park and be a guest. It's a lot of fun. I love it.
That's great. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know which, do you want to start at what you did first or first? Okay. So what was your first job with them?
So my first role with them was a character performer. I was in entertainment, and I had a lot of fun with that. I don't know how much detail I could go into on it, but I hung around. Some of my good friends were Chippendale, some of my favorites to hang around a lot, and Jessie from Toy Story. She was a lot of fun to hang around, and King Louie from The Jungle Book was a lot of fun too. So I was good friends with them, and I did that one for about 6 months, 6.5 months.
Okay.
A lot of fun.
Was that your first college program run?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
Started out on a bang. It was really good.
So when you do the college program, do they kind of just ask you what your top things would be, or do you just get put wherever you get put?
So they base it off, first you do at least this is how it used to be. They might have changed it a little bit here and there, tweaked it. But they do like a online interview, and you just fill out like your experience, of course, your application. And from there, they'll base jobs kind of off of that. But you used to be able to write down your top 3 preferences on jobs that you wanted.
Okay.
And I put my top 3, and then with entertainment specifically, you have to do an audition. That's the only one that you have to do an extra step, but the rest of them, it's just the online application, and then the phone interview, and then the second interview. So I went to an audition in Chicago, and my parents drove me. We made a day out of it. And then I had to wait extra to hear back on if I did the audition, like if I got accepted. And if I hadn't gotten accepted with entertainment, then I would have gotten whatever they were going to choose for me, which I did see, like I would have gotten custodial had I not gotten approved or accepted for entertainment.
Okay.
Which
you did end up going back
and
second time and doing custodial.
Yeah, which is wild. So, and I had no previous experience in custodial, but it actually ended up not being my least favorite. So my second program, the summer alumni one, I did quick service food and beverage. And unfortunately, that one was, I think, at the bottom of my list. It was during the summer. It was very hot. So a lot of people are very hot and grumpy. And so definitely they followed the definition of hangry, and it just made it more difficult. So I'm glad it was only 3.5 months. And then I did custodial.
I did enjoy when you were heading into the custodial that you had picked to do that. And if I remember the story right, it was because you wanted to learn to do the water art that is done on the ground.
Yeah, you're right. I always wanted to do the water art, and I thought it was so cool. And I didn't realize that you only did it if you were in custodial. It wasn't like a separate role or anything. So once I started the role, I immediately told them that I really, really wanted to do water art, and eventually got trained in it. And it was a ton of fun. It was, of course, my absolute favorite thing to do with the role. And you get like a little certification card that's laminated and everything. And I still have it. It was a lot of fun to include kids in it and have them help me fill in the last little details of Mickey or Minnie or whatever character I was doing. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I had a family come up to me one time when I was doing it, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, we finally found you. We've been looking all over for someone doing water art. We haven't seen any all day. Thank you so much for doing this." And one of the kids, like, it was their dream to do it. And I was like, it was my
cool.
dream too. So that is awesome. Keep dreaming and believing in it, and you can absolutely do it, because I was where you were. And we got a picture all together. They helped me create Mickey and Minnie, and it was a really, really cool experience. One of a kind.
That's awesome, because
Yeah.
that's what Disney is all about, right? Is
Mhm.
making your dreams come true.
Yeah, and all those heartwarming like inspirations and moments and everything.
And for you getting to make the magic for others that are there, that's yeah.
Yeah, the whole reason I stay, whole reason I'm at the job in the first place. I like to give back the magic.
So, Julia is my cousin. I don't think we mentioned
didn't
that.
say that, no.
So, and her dad was super into Disney too. So it
Yes.
runs deep in our family.
It does. Very deep in our family. Very passionate. He's the whole reason that I got really into it, and it's stuck for sure.
Well, what are you doing there now?
So now I am doing PhotoPass. Right before COVID hit, I did Tower of Terror. I did attractions for a year, and then went home for a while and came back, and I applied externally and did PhotoPass. And so I've been doing that now for about a year and a half, and I am really enjoying it. It's really neat. It definitely can take a toll on your body sometimes, especially with the heat, but it's really cool experiences that you get to create for the families and getting to capture those moments for them. It's really fun.
I've always said that if I worked there, that would be one of my top things that I would really want to do, because I love doing photography as it is. So
yeah, and it's cool because they have, of course, the very general, like, take pictures of families in front of the castle and in front of the different icons, we call it. And so you have that very basic, simple photography, but then it's neat because the longer you're in it, the more you can progress and get to experience those specialties in, which really let you like explore and expand on like photography. Like, so Capture Your Moment is something that Disney has. It's private photo sessions that guests can book with Disney at any of the parks, and you do a 20-minute session and you buy it through the app, and then you can pay for all of those photos with Memory Maker. And it's really neat because you can go, at least at Magic Kingdom, anywhere in the park. You can get photos that are very Disney themed, not Disney themed at all. You can get family photos for Christmas cards, or, literally anything. It's limitless. So it's really fun because it's all up. Like, there are some families that they don't know what they want to take pictures of. Like, they don't come with any expectations, and they're like, whatever you think is best, like, we trust you, we know that you do this all the time, so whatever you think is best, we'd love to do that. And I had a session like that recently because I do it, and it was fun getting to be creative and find new spots and stuff, and it's cool.
I bet.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, is PhotoPass part of, like, if you book a Disney wedding, do they use the PhotoPass photographers for that?
They don't. That is a major specialty that you can get, and it's a whole new role with, I think it's like fine art photography is like the specific role. So it's separate, and you do that and like big events and stuff like that. But it's a great connection to get you there, because I've gotten close with a few people that used to do it, and it's easy to make connections.
Right.
And get to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Highly recommend.
Anything else?
On that, no. We were gonna ask one of her favorite like stories or memories was, since she's worked for Disney.
Oh gosh, how do I choose?
How do you choose? That's a lot then.
Yeah, there's a lot of special moments, and some that have, made me cry. The top memory that has stuck out to me since I did performing, I wrote it down. I used to have like a journal, and I wish I stuck with it, but I had a journal and I would write down all my experiences. And used to do it like day to day, and then I did like the big things that would happen. I wrote them down. I still have all that to look back on. But this family, so there's something that when you get injured at work, or even if it's out of work, you go on what's called transitional duty or light duty. And they put you in this costume that's black, white, and yellow. So they call you a bumblebee.
Okay.
And that's like our nickname. And you basically they find a different role for you to do temporarily while you're going through physical therapy and everything, getting back to 100%.
Right.
And so while I was doing performing, I had gone on light duty for a bit. I hurt my shoulder, pulled my rotator cuff, and was doing light duty for about 2 weeks. And so I was entrance one day, and this mom came up to me with her son, and he was wheelchair bound. He was not nonverbal, but pretty close, and just very, very nervous about being around the characters. And the mom had explained that he has autism, and so he just gets very nervous around the characters. And the day before I met them, they struggled outside of the entrance to Hollywood Studios for like a couple hours trying to get into the park, and he just wouldn't do it. They ended up not going into the park, and the mom was just like, you could see that she was just exhausted. She just wanted them to be able to go in the park and be able to see her son enjoy the rest of what the park had to offer. And she was like, I just figure maybe coming from from a cast member instead of myself, maybe he would believe you guys over me, that the characters won't hurt you. They won't, do anything that you're not like wanting. If you don't want to talk to them, they won't talk to you. Right. And so I talked with him, and I first introduced myself, and I said, what's your name? And talked with him, and I said, so I hear that we're not too sure about characters. Are you kind of shy around them, not sure about them? And he nodded his head and yeah. And I was like, well, I totally get that. And I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to worry about the characters at all. They just want you to enjoy your time, most importantly, and have fun. And they only want to add to that if you're wanting to visit them and say hi. But of course, they're not going to come up to you. It's if you want to come say hi to them. And they actually aren't allowed to. They have to stay in their area, and you come to them and go in their line and say hi to them, and they stay there. They don't come up to you if you don't want it, especially. And so it's your choice, and you don't have to if you don't want to. You can stay away from the characters all day long and do everything else and have fun. And just kind of talked to them a little bit about that. And I said, but they really just want you to have fun, and they care a lot about their guests. And so he was like, okay. And he ended up feeling okay. And he went in, and as they were going in and everything, the mom turned around and she was crying, and she said, thank you, and mouthed it to me. And you could just see the relief on her face and everything. Like, she was so happy to be able to bring her family in and see that magic and everything. And her son was actually really excited to go in. And it was nice to see that joy on his face and the mom's face. And it makes me tear up every time, just because
you're making me cry. That's awesome.
It was a really special moment, and it meant a lot that I was able to get them excited to be able to go back in and help him feel better.
That's so cool.
And I think that's having to work in performance like that. I think that's what would scare me the most, is having to walk in, and I believe they say we need to give them the world for certain situations, and I don't know if I could handle that. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that I would be scared to do. But
there's a lot of things. It's hard, especially if you're someone who takes things to heart and just wants to help people as much as you can to have like the best experience possible, and you can only do so much. It's hard because you want to do anything and everything you can, especially if they're a wonderful, kind family and you just want to help them and they're being understanding and all of that stuff. Like, you just want to be able to give back and like help them enjoy their vacation, you know?
Mm.
So it's hard sometimes yeah. But it also is amazing when you get to be able to have some power to be able to help them out and create those magical moments. It always makes it worth it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So thank you for being a cast member and doing everything you're doing. And I know there are plenty of stories out there that the pay is not great, but I think that we know that you guys are there doing it for different reasons than that. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. It's stuff like that, comments like that, that really help and mean the world. I worked today and actually had a really, really tough experience with a guest that just wasn't being understanding. And it really got to me, actually, and was rough. But then there were so many kind guests afterward that really turned the day around. And it just goes to show that you can have those rough moments, but then there are so many incredible guests that make it so worth it. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you had that bad experience today.
Thank you.
I see people do that when I'm there, and it's just,
I know.
Come on.
It's part of the problem of working with people constantly, but like you said, it's also part of the joy of it is getting to witness all the good stuff, which hopefully there's more good than bad.
There definitely is. I can only count 3 really bad experiences, and that's it. So of the 9 years that I've worked with the company, only 3, that's good. I'll take that.
Yeah, that is good.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, should we move into a little bit more fun subject here?
Yeah.
It's hard though.
It's hard.
I know. I could talk about like the experiences with Disney and working with the company and everything for a long time. So any questions you ever have, I can ramble, but I would ramble your ears off and you'd get bored. So
well, maybe that's something we could drill down and find some more topics to bring you back. And
I highly doubt we'd get bored.
Oh yeah.
I could talk for hours. So I would love to come back if you'll have me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We'll keep the lines open and see what we can come up with down the road.
Sounds great.
You know, as we talk about being live at some point here, it would be fun to have you on and let people ask you questions as well. So,
yeah. It's fun. It's neat. I've had like people ask the very common one that I could just answer without being asked if you wanted is what celebrities have I met?
Oh yeah, I didn't even.
That's a very common one that I get, and it's really fun to talk about because it's really cool. The biggest one that I met that I had the most interaction with was Neil Patrick Harris.
Awesome.
Incredible guy. He's so kind. Him and his husband and their kids, like so sweet. Genuinely. And so, because you always wonder, like with celebrities, like, are they actually nice or are they just putting on a show, you know?
Right.
No, they were one of those genuinely kind families and people. So that was really cool to see. I was working at Tower of Terror at this time, and I was at the loading dock. And so I got to load him and his husband and their daughter on the ride. Their son stayed off because they had just gotten done with Rock and Roller Coaster. And he was like, I've had enough. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to sit this one out with a VIP tour guide. So he sat it out, and we were just waiting for the vehicle to come. And so right before they came up and stood on my platform, I actually my manager came up and was like, hey, so you're going to have a VIP family on your next vehicle, and it's just going to be for them and no one else. And I was like, okay, that's all they said. I didn't know who it was. And I figured it could just be a very wealthy family, or it could be a celebrity. You never know. So, and 9 times out of 10, it is just a very wealthy family or just a company or something like that. And so, they come out, and he had a hat on. And so I didn't recognize him at first. And so they're standing and they're trying to choose, which number are we going to sit on? Like, which seat are we going to sit at? And then we were waiting for the vehicle to come up and for a little while. And so we started playing Twister. So they're like putting their hands and feet on different numbers, and the daughter is like has like all of her arms and her legs on different numbers, and we're having fun and joking around. And then NPH stands up, and he's like right here in front of me, and I was like, oh, you couldn't even see it, like right here. And I was like, we're just laughing. He like stands up and he's laughing, and I go and then it like clicked, and I was like because he wasn't looking at me, and the realization hit me, and I was like, keep it cool. I was trying so hard because like you can get fired if you make them stand out as like more than a normal person. Okay. They're supposed to be treated like a very individual person, not a very important person, not very like stand out from the crowd. Like you want them to be, like every other guest, like a normal person. Yep. But you can get fired if you don't. So there's always that story of who would you give up your blue ID for? Basically, who would you get fired for if you like couldn't hold it together? So anyway, I kept my cool. I was good, and we're just chilling and everything. And the vehicle finally starts to arrive. So I go through my whole fun spiel, and then I'm loading them into the vehicle, and they sit right in the middle. And right before the doors close, normally, as the doors are closing, I would go, wait, one more thing I forgot to mention. And then the door shuts. I'd be that person and just play a little evil trick on the guests. But with them, I so badly wanted to say one more thing I forgot. I wanted to say, this ride is going to be legend. Wait for it. And then the door shuts. But I didn't, because obviously I can't make him stand out from How I Met Your Mother, if you guys have watched that.
Yep.
But anyway, so I just did the wait, one more thing I forgot to mention. They go, ha, that's a good one. And then the door is shut. And I was like, it felt so cool.
That's awesome.
And on the end of the ride, I was the unload for Chris Evans. So that was a cool one.
Very cool.
And I was caught by his brother. They were waiting to go up, and his back was to me, and his brother was facing toward me, and I was like, his brother's kind of cute. And then I was like, dang, that guy has nice. Sounds so weird. That guy has nice calves. And I was like, and a nice butt. And I was like, okay. Anyway, sorry. This is family friendly, Disney friendly. So sorry.
You're fine.
The family goes up, and then a coworker of mine comes up and goes, "Did you see him?" And I was like, "Who?" And they were like, "Chris Evans." And I was like, "No, well, what?" And they were like, "He's gonna come on one of your elevators." And I was like, okay, you shouldn't have told me that, because now I'm panicking. And then he comes off and they're exiting, and I was like, oh my gosh, the person who I was staring at, the calves I was staring at was Chris Evans' calves and butt, which he does have America's butt, I will confirm.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they were really nice. He brings his family, and apparently Tower of Terror is one of his favorite rides. I don't know. So
very cool.
Really cool. Yep.
Awesome stuff. Yeah.
Fun stories.
So sounds like that you just got to be working the rides, the attractions, as they prefer to call them.
Yes, the attractions, the very popular ones. That's where I've seen them the most. Oh, Steve Harvey. That was the other one. I was in custodial, and I told him where the bathroom was.
Ooh.
Oh.
The stash looked nice.
Right?
Yeah, the mustache was nice. He was cool. He would come, and he has like children, like he does like something with a school or with kids, and it's giving them, I think, not free tuition, or maybe it is. He does something for them, and he like gives back and gives money to kids to be able to, it might be something with tuition, like free tuition or something. But I was covering that event, doing custodial for the event up in the GM lounge above Test Track. It's a really neat lounge for GM employees and retirees. And he was up there with all the kids and their families and everything. And then at the end, he was leaving, and he asked where the bathroom was. And I told him where it was.
Good job.
Pretty cool stuff. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Mic drop there.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Bet you're jealous of that one. Top story.
Yeah. Well, we always talk about, like, because we want to see other YouTubers that we watch and things like that. And we always like, they could walk right up to us, say something and walk away. And we probably wouldn't even realize it because we're so tunnel visioned on what we're trying to do. That there's no way.
We did recognize quite a few of them last time, though.
This last time, one group in particular, fellow all ears, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
The trackers are really nice. I got to meet Tim Tracker. I took his pictures.
Oh, nice.
On Tron, right?
Yes, and I was in his video.
Yep.
My 7 seconds of fame. Yeah, he was really sweet. He was really nice.
They seem like they would be really nice people. Yeah.
I'm always, when I watch live streams all the time, and whenever they're in Magic Kingdom walking around, I'm always looking for if I can recognize you in any of the videos, but I never.
Dang.
Yeah, I know, I haven't, not yet, but I'll
someday. Kyle Pello, as he was getting off the trolley, the 2-tier one, he was getting off of that, and he was filming while his sister and a friend were visiting recently, and I saw him and the sister's friend, and they were like going to meet up with them. So I saw him brief, and I saw him that same Tron Media Day too, from afar, with JoJo. I think that's his friend's name.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was from afar. But that's the only YouTubers that I've really seen, or at least realized that I've seen. Because like you said, you get tunnel vision real quick, and there's so many people.
Yeah. And we saw Breedlove from All Ears when we were at Port Orleans French Quarter, and he was really cool. He talked to us and was telling us what he was up to that day, and wanted us to be in the park with him that day to help him out because they were doing their hide and seek thing. And then we saw the whole crew the next day at Magic Kingdom. We were walking by Sunshine Tree Terrace, and I looked over, and Breedlove was standing there, and it's like, how do you see this guy twice in one trip?
Yeah, for real. That's wild.
So I didn't stop to say anything, but Mikhailo went back, and he found out that everyone else was there. So then he and I hightailed it back to the hub and met all 4 of them. So that's
good.
Our claim to fame.
It's cool. It's so nerve-wracking, like going up to them, because you want them to enjoy their time, but you also want to like meet them and say hi. That happened with a YouTuber that is part of the reason why I started my YouTube channel. And my friend was like, just go say hi to her real quick. And her husband were there celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary. So I talked to them for a little bit, and they were so sweet and everything. So it was worth it. I'm really glad I did it. It's always worth it, as long as you're polite, and you're like, right. I just wanted to say I appreciate you,
Right.
These guys were actually kind of long-winded. It was kind of like, okay, like,
yeah.
That's funny. I'm kidding. No, there was one point where Breedlove's like wanting to tell us a story, and Mikhailo and I are like, hey, this is awesome, and he's like, you guys got to get into Magic Kingdom. I got to stop talking. And but that was just how relatable they were. Like, they just loved that there was a fan coming up and saying hello. And
yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. You love when they're like personable and all that stuff. It just makes it all worth it. It almost like revives the magic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The excitement of it all.
So yeah, I had completely forgot about the celebrity question.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it.
There you go. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. All right. Should we do this then? We'll love it, enjoy it, destroy it. We're going to do this. We did this previously with the hotel resorts. So we have a few different categories here. We have the mountains, and that's where we'll start with the mountains. So each one of us will go through one you love, one you enjoy, and one you would destroy.
It's going to be difficult for some.
I know it is. I'll start and let you two get a chance to put your thoughts together here. But for the mountains, We are including Mine Train because there is no longer a Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Ruining marketing's mountain range.
Yeah, what the heck?
I know, right? All that merchandise gone.
Gosh.
Oh, it's vintage now.
Yeah.
All right. So for Love It, I am going to pick Big Thunder. Big surprise. So many memories, so much fun. The biggest thing I always think about with Big Thunder is the first time I got to go to Disney World. I was in the Magic Kingdom. I was released. I was by myself, and I was running from ride to ride as fast as I could. It had rained in the afternoon, and like everybody scattered out of the park, and so it was dead. And I was just trying to get on as much as I could. And my thought was, I want to hit all of the iconic rides that I would see on TV. And Big Thunder's one of those that you just see that train coming around the mountain in like every single commercial, right? So that was one that I had to hit right away, and it's just been a favorite ever since. So I would not miss that for anything. The next two are difficult for me. I think I'm gonna enjoy Mine Train because it's got my dwarfs in it, and and unless I have a good relationship with a chiropractor, I don't think I need Space Mountain around. So let's destroy Space Mountain.
Boringly, I am on par with you. I had the realization after this last trip. So I don't even remember how many trips ago it was, but I had like the backpack and the popcorn bucket and like everything. And we got on Space Mountain, and I pulled the bar down before I should have. And like the popcorn bucket was like stuck between my thigh and the bar. And it was like the most uncomfortable thing ever.
Oh no.
And then I think the next time we went, I like didn't go on it because I wasn't feeling good that day. So I didn't go on it. And so this last time I was like, I'm going to try it again. It's been a while since I rode it. And I got off of it and like looked at Brian and I was like, nope, I don't think I ever have to do that ride again. Like it's just not my thing. Like it's jerky and I just don't like it. I'm done with Space Mountain. So
I really wish you could have rode it with us at Disneyland though, because it's completely different.
It is.
It's smoother, and I really did enjoy that one.
That one I think is 2-seater, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how because they didn't have room to do the 2 lines like they have in Disney World, so they added double seats.
Yeah,
I believe that's how it goes. Yeah,
it's 3 rows of 2 seats.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know if the systems, the track is tubes versus rails or what, but it doesn't shake around as much, and it's just a smoother ride.
Yeah, you're right. I kind of forgot about that.
But they have Matterhorn, so they lose there because that's their chiropractor ride. So
yeah.
Although I thought it was great.
Matterhorn's great.
Yeah.
It's really cool,
Julia.
especially. All right, so this one's so difficult. I'm gonna be semi-opposite. So Space Mountain has always been my absolute favorite since I was little. It was always the like must do for when our family would go, and it still is one of my favorites. And of course, it's probably nostalgic at this point too. Of course,
Sure. Yeah.
But I would say love it, Space Mountain. Enjoy it, Thunder Mountain. And destroy it, Mine Train, which is so sad because it is so cool and it is such a smooth ride. It's really cool how they made it and like that it swings with the momentum and everything. I really like that. So I love you, Mine Train. I don't hate you at all, actually. But yeah, that would have to be my destroy it, sadly.
It is a fun ride, but it's not worth an hour and a half wait.
It's not. Thunder Mountain is such a thrill.
Yeah.
I think I just like the thrill rides. So Space Mountain is top, and then Thunder Mountain, of course, is like right behind because it's such a thrill, fun ride. I love it. And the line usually isn't as long. Mine Train is just crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why, I mean, that's the reason why I guess that they charge for the lightning lane there versus any of the other ones. But
joke's on all of them.
I just remember the first time we went on it. Actually, I think the first time we got on it, we didn't have to wait either.
Mm-mm.
And it was just like, wait, that was it? Like, that was all we got?
Well, when we went in this last time, it was the first time I'd ever actually gotten to go through the queue.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because usually we had always rope dropped it or fast passed it.
Yeah. Well,
and the queue is cool, but
it's cool. Yeah.
They need to fix it.
Yeah, a lot of it's broken.
Yeah.
Which happens with all that stuff that is hands-on. That
Mm-hmm.
will happen. Yeah.
Very hands-on.
Yeah. But spinning those barrels, that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize that was in there. So.
Mm-hmm. And when you spin them all at once, you get Snow White.
I've heard that. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so each one is a dwarf, and then if you spin them all at the same time and they all pop up, then Snow White shows up in the middle. That's really cool.
We by so fast that we didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, and no one ever knows that I'm like, everyone spin at the same time. I'm like trying to get people to do it because it's so cool, and everyone's like, who is this crazy lady? And I'm like, ignore that.
I'll have to remember that next time.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep, just get a big group. Just tell them at a time.
All right, so let's move on to dark rides.
Okay.
We are doing dark rides now. There are some popular dark rides that we saved for another category, so don't get too upset at us, but they're coming. Okay. But dark rides, we're going with Peter Pan, The Little Mermaid, Voyage of the Little Mermaid, yes, and Winnie the Pooh.
Me go first?
Yep, you go ahead.
Okay. I am going to love it for Winnie the Pooh.
It's a big surprise.
Right? Because so it replaced Mr. Toad, which used to be what would probably still be my favorite ride if it was still there. So there's that, and when the Winnie the Pooh characters are my favorite. So and I just think that the queue for that ride is really cool too. Like it's got a lot of interactive things if you take your family to keep your kids busy while you're waiting in line. So
yes.
And then
before you move on, I thought maybe I just remembered when we went on our honeymoon, they were building Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
So we were upset that it wasn't open yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a picture of you in front of those construction walls with the Winnie the Pooh sign. Yes, pouting.
Pouting that I was on it. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So
remember when Dumbo was right next to it?
Yes.
That was wild. I still remember that.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites to go on, and I don't know. I did kind of enjoy the one at Disneyland a little better, but that's okay. Anyway, and I'm going to like it for Peter Pan. Again, it's got a really cool queue, and I just love the feeling of being over the top of Neverland. I just think the way that they did that is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then that means I'm getting rid of Little Mermaid, which I do like. It's a family favorite. We sing along all the way through it. We got stuck on it a couple trips ago for quite not like a really long time, but probably 10 minutes at least. So
yeah, I don't know if it was quite that long.
But yeah, it is a family favorite, but of those three, it's the one I would get rid of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll save mine for last this time. So go ahead, Julia.
It's so difficult for me to choose. I know my love it. My love it is Peter Pan. The queue line, the ride, everything. But Peter Pan is a favorite of mine, a favorite film. So it's really neat that if you do the actual full queue, you get to go into the Darling's house and see the kids' bedroom and all that stuff. It's just really cool, really creative. And the interactive stuff with like Tinkerbell and everything popping up. That's so cool. And it adds to it. I just wish it wasn't so long of a wait all the time. But the ride itself is always so cool too. Like the top favorite part of going over London and everything and it being tiny. It's just so cool. So that's my love it. Always been a fun one. And oh man. I think I would say enjoy it to Little Mermaid and then destroy it to Winnie the Pooh. But that's so hard because Winnie the Pooh is so wonderful too. This is difficult.
She just broke your heart,
I know.
didn't she?
It's okay.
I'm so sorry, Tammy.
They're all good ones. It's fine.
They are all good ones. I think I just have gone on Little Mermaid more, so I'm like, I guess that would be my my enjoy it instead of Winnie the Pooh. But Winnie the Pooh is fun. I like it. I like the rain scene and the heffalumps.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I let you two go first because I didn't know how I was going to pick any of this.
Yeah, what a mood.
I know. Let's just say they're all great and move on. All right, okay.
That was torture. You got to go through it.
It's our idea.
Dang it. I know. All right. I think I'm gonna love Little Mermaid because we have so much fun on it as a family. The first time I rode it with Paige and we sang at the top of our lungs the entire ride and just laughed and had such a great time. And it's been that way every single time we've ridden it since. And so Winnie the Pooh, I will enjoy it because it is fun and I know you love it. And, it's fun to quote him and whatever we do along the way, and then I guess I'm destroying Peter Pan. Sorry, Julia.
It's fine. You broke my heart. I broke Tammy's heart. It's fine.
If it was Tokyo Peter Pan, maybe I'd change my mind, but the ride capacity and how long that line gets for what you're really getting, it's of these three, it's going to lose out.
That's so valid. The line really kills it, even though the queue is incredible.
Right.
The amount of people that wait in it is atrocious.
Well, and I don't know that it's really the amount of people that wait. I think I'd be interested in what those numbers are, but
true.
It only can take about 600 people an hour, which is really low for a ride.
Yeah, because it doesn't go very fast, and it's so old, and it takes forever for people to get on.
Yes, exactly. And so to have that going on, and it sounds like they've found a way to change that in Tokyo. I believe it's Tokyo. I'm probably saying it wrong. It could be. I'm not sure exactly. I don't pay too close attention to all those Asian parks over there. So.
Me either, but they do have some pretty incredible versions of things. I really want to go. It's top bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
She's been she'll say, I have no interest in going to Tokyo. And then the last few months it's been, I really want to go to Tokyo. But the only reason she wants is.
Yeah, I don't actually want to go to Tokyo. I just want to go to Tokyo. Like
Disneyland.
He is in Disneyland.
Well, because they're Soarin'. I've only seen the outside of it, but it's really beautiful. Like the line, I think. And then isn't Arendelle is it Shanghai? Or is it in Tokyo?
Yeah, where they just opened it. Yeah, I think it's in Shanghai.
It looks so realistic and incredible. Oh my gosh, I want to see it.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do a whole episode about those parks. Just
Or Pirates of the
things that I've
Caribbean.
heard about it, right?
Yeah.
I know. We need to
Insane.
watch that video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Should we make her go first on this one?
Yes, we should.
All right.
Scared.
So this is the cult classics. So you've got Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, and the Jungle Cruise.
Oh.
Frustration.
This is so difficult. I would say I don't know what I would say.
It's hard. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. I mean,
Truly. Oh gosh. I would say I think love it to Pirates. Enjoy it. Hold on, now I just spaced Haunted or
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. Oh my gosh, I'm like
I already
screaming.
talked once.
I'm
to
screaming
Kevin
internally.
time.
I know. You could never give me enough time. I think I would enjoy it to Haunted Mansion and destroy it to Jungle Cruise. Oh my gosh, that just made my gut hurt. Jungle Cruise is so funny. It makes me crack up. And I absolutely love it. But and it's so fun when they do the Jingle Cruise. They do the Christmas overlay. So awesome. Oh gosh, I'm so unsure. Maybe I would enjoy it to that. I don't know.
I'm gonna destroyed it.
I'm keeping it. I destroyed it already. It's gone. Enjoy it. Definitely. Like Haunted Mansion, I finally got to do the backstage tour on that. And I think I've always just had such an appreciation for like the little like details of things and geeking out about things with my dad, like the ghost room in the like dining hall room or whatever, and the dancing ghosts, all that stuff. Like it's just really cool to see, like, because I just am, of course, such a nerd for Imagineering and like all the little details and how they create stuff. And with Pirates, come on, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. It's so nostalgic. You can't not have it. Right. But anyway, some people can. So go for it, guys.
You throwing this at me now?
Oh, I was gonna say you're looking at me because you know what I'm gonna do to Pirates. I don't care. You can go for it.
Well, you've already kind of given up on Pirates, but
that shouldn't be a surprise to you.
All right, I'm loving Haunted Mansion. Can't go anywhere. I think the addition to the Hatbox Ghost is fun. Mm-hmm. I wish the candelabra would come back.
Oh yeah,
that's been missing at the Endless Hallway for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but but I do love that we now have Eddie, as he is affectionately referred to, and for everything you get, you had already said, like, Haunted Mansion is Haunted Mansion, right? Like, it's one of the most beloved, and yeah, it's our favorite, one of our faves. So, Pirates or Jungle Cruise?
Tammy's like, it's an obvious answer for me, man.
I am enjoying Jungle Cruise. I am. And it's because of people like you, Julia, that the cast members make that ride.
They really do.
Yes, the skippers. Like I was watching a live stream recently, and the skipper was not good. And maybe she was just getting started. I don't know, on whatever, but it was falling flat. Mm-hmm. But I have seen so many good skippers. And they do such a great job.
Giggling, and you've been on it so many times, but you're like cracking up over these dad jokes, They're
awful jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they they're able to tell them so well.
Yeah.
And the recent one they've been using a lot lately is the elephant has a great memory. I wish I had a memory like that. And they tell that over and over. And
cracks me up every time.
I just love it. There's always something new that you find every time you go, that something they throw in that you've never heard before, something like that.
Yeah.
That we went on it with Jacob once, and we were right up at the front of the boat, and he was just eating up every single one because at that time he just loved puns.
Yes.
And we got to the tunnel, and she realized that he was loving it. So she crouched down next to him and kept it going, just telling him more and more jokes and puns the whole way, because that's the silent part of the ride. But he just,
oh my gosh, that's precious. I love that.
Yeah.
It got to how there's those statues at the end of the tunnel, and she's like, those are the Golden Girls. That's one of the ones I remember she told him. And he was probably like, who is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved it.
Yeah.
So that's my I suppose I need to tell you why I'm destroying pirates.
I'm surprised you're destroying pirates.
I love pirates. Don't get me wrong. You saw how excruciating this was on her face, right?
It really was.
This is not easy.
I'm having second thoughts here, man. I can't. Second, third, fifth.
Yeah. No, that's your final offer.
First and final offer.
Yeah.
No takes backsies.
Pirates. It's incredible. It's fun to do. I choose this one only because I had to. But the one thing that overrode for me is that when we were being evacuated off of it this last time, which surprised the heck out of me that we were evacuated off of it. I didn't realize it went down as much as it does. I heard secondhand from that a cast member said, I think it might have been from you, that they should just shut it down and really fix it, because it's such a finicky ride and things are happening with it all the time. And I don't want to get into how I think Disney needs to spend some money on maintenance, but
yeah, I could go on and on about that too. So you and me both.
But I think out of the three, I have to pick that just because of its current state. That's where I'm headed. So.
That's so valid. I fully support your order.
She's still dying.
Again, I'm the same as you. So boring married people. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll have that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're destroying pirates because you don't really care for it.
It's not one of my favorites. I don't know why. It does have the nostalgia. I'll give it that. When I think of Disney, it's a ride that pops into my head for almost right away for it, along with Small World and those older rides. But I ride it more because you just ride it when you go there. I don't know. Not because I love it. I don't know.
I feel like that's why I had put it as my top, because it's just it was always a given. You just always ride pirates.
Yeah.
But Jungle Cruise was always such a long wait. And for some reason, my family didn't go on it as much. So it's not as nostalgic for me. But as I've gotten older, especially in this last year, I've gone on it more often than not. And I did a backstage tour of that one too, which was really cool. And it just was really neat. It really, like you said, depends on the skipper you get. But usually most of them make it what it is. Of course, more than break it. You know what I mean? More of them are so funny. And it's it's not that they're being funny, goofy. They're it's the way they say it with such a straight face.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
I wish I had the memory of an elephant. It really would help me with my job. And over here we have, it's so funny.
The one like at the end when they have to kind of ad lib a little bit because they're waiting for the dock to open up.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Do you want me to point out my favorite plants?" And they start going, "That one and that one." And it's like, how do you not laugh at that? Like,
gosh dang it. Can't I just love that one, enjoy Haunted Mansion, and destroy pirates with you guys?
No, now you're making it all the same. We can't have that.
Yeah, you're right. Boring.
So for me, Haunted Mansion has always been one of my favorites, but so the part of the reason why is I'm an only child. So when we went to Disney when I was younger, somebody would always have to ride by themselves on these like 2-person rides. When I got older, like when I was 12 and whatever, I think when I was younger, we probably all fit on one together. I don't know. Anyway, but when I was 12 and they took me, I remember them, you're kind of at that age where like you're not scared of things, but you are like a little bit. It's kind of that like in between stage. So my parents loved to like pick on me and like try to scare me. So they made me go on it by myself and they rode together. And they're like the whole time, like, she's going to freak out. She's going to absolutely hate it. Because like I didn't remember riding it when I was 6. And they're like, she's going to freak out when the ghost is in the cart with her and whatever. I loved it. Like, it was the best thing ever. I thought it was so cool riding it by myself and not being scared. So it's just kind of always been one of my favorites since then.
I love that.
Kind of like, ha.
Right?
Yeah, joke's on you guys.
Yeah.
So we should have saved that one for last because that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But we do have shows left.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing with this one.
Oh, geez.
Okay, so we had a conversation over Carousel of Progress as part of this list. And we decided it's more of a ride because your seat is actually moving.
Okay.
So this doesn't count as a show. So
Right.
Very valid. I agree.
3 shows. The Country Bear. Okay, what?
Well, it's hard for me to have Country Bears on this list too because they're redoing it. So
as I said before the show, that's on you.
Okay. Fine.
I mean, we could put PhilharMagic in.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
I got it.
Right. Oh, we should put PhilharMagic in.
Right? I was gonna put Happily Ever After in, but I was pretty sure we had all picked that.
Well,
clearly, come on.
The greatest show ever.
Right?
Ever.
Yeah.
Just on repeat,
okay.
it lives rent free in my brain. It's fine.
There you go. Yes. Country Bears, Enchanted Tiki Room, or the Hall of Presidents.
I can go if you want. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just made up my mind.
Like, that's it.
Yep. I am going to love it to the Enchanted Tiki Room because I don't know why. Honestly, I just like going to it. I don't know. I really don't know why I like it. I just like it. I don't know. There you go.
I like it, okay?
Okay. All right.
And I will like it to Country Bears.
Okay. Regardless of whatever it's
whether the old version or the new version, I think it would still stay in my like it spot. So and I am going to get rid of the Hall of Presidents. It's not, if you like history, it's kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't gone in it in quite a while either though, so it's hard.
Except a month ago when we were there.
No.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh, that's right. We did. You're right. We did do it. Yeah, it's gone. It was boring. It was so boring that I barely remember it.
There you go.
Yeah.
On the opposite, lately I've gone there multiple times.
Oh yeah. There is something cool about seeing them all up there speaking, like,
and just reacting to each other.
I should preface that comment by it wasn't my choice. It was because people were visiting, and it was just something for us to go do.
Right.
It's not a line.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
we
it's
ended
AC
up
for
in
like
there.
15 minutes.
We ended up in
Even
there
longer.
because we had a little bit of time to kill, and you have never done it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This last trip was my first time. So.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
All right.
There you go.
Is this on Julia then? And
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Okay. I will love it to oh gosh. What was that? Remind me of the list again, because I know Country Bears and I know
Tiki Room.
Residents. Tiki Room. Come on now. Come on, Julia. I'm loving it to Tiki Room. I am.
She loves it so much she forgot about it.
Yeah. And also because that one it always goes back to nostalgia. Plus, like, that was one of the first like animatronic creations or thoughts. Well, not the first, but one of the first that Walt was hugely a part of. So that's really cool. But I would enjoy it to Country Bears and probably destroy it to Pirates, to Hall of Presidents as well. Hall of Presidents is really cool to see the first like time or two, just because like especially for someone who like me didn't grow up really huge into history, didn't really understand all of that as much. Like, history was always my like least favorite subject, to be honest. And as I've gotten older, I've of course appreciated it more. It's hard to when you're a kid, but so it's fascinating to see, and it was so cool to see the animatronics of all the presidents. So cool, because they look so realistic. And it's neat to watch them when other presidents are saying their names, and you're just watching one of the other presidents that's already been announced, and you just see their leg bouncing that's crossed, or like them move a little bit, and it just looks so realistic.
Yeah.
But of course, that's me nerding out about the Imagineering details, you know? So I'd probably still destroy it because it's okay. Don't hate me, people. To each their own, okay? I respect you if you love it out there, for the listeners. And Tiki Room, I don't know why either. It's just, yeah, even though it can be annoying, at the same time, it's also wonderful.
Right.
And Country Bears, just Country Bears. It's such a goofy, silly time.
Okay, so when we went on our anniversary trip, that was the first time I got to see Country Bears and Tiki Room, and we were kind of like, we're gonna do this way, because I had never seen them. I always was focused on rides and just never did it. So we did the Tiki Room first. Or no, sorry, we did the Country Bears first, and then we went over to the Tiki Room, and then we finished with Carousel of Progress. And my opinion that day was that they progressively got boring a little more as I went to each thing. So like Country Bears was like like you said, a really good fun time. You're laughing, whatever, hooting, hollering. And then Tiki Room was like, okay, this is kind of interesting, fun, but you know, they're not moving around really. They spin their perch a little bit, they're flapping their beaks, but there's no dancing, there's no big fun thing. So I was like, yeah, okay. And then Carousel of Progress was a nap, and good AC. And that's not to take away from the history behind, I know, right? And I've said this on the show many times, I love Carousel of Progress. I love the history of it.
Yeah.
I would not want to ever see it go anywhere.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tiki Room. Same thing with Country Bears. I don't know how I feel about the change. I understand why they're making this change.
Yeah.
We'll see how it looks. I have faith in the Imagineers. So we'll see how it ends up.
I respect it. It's still sad. The same thing with Splash Mountain.
Right. But it's not a museum, right? So
correct.
Speaking of museums, there's Hall of Presidents. So I would destroy Hall of Presidents. as much fun as it is, like you said, it's just a good nap, and there's things they could do with that space. And I don't think they'll ever do that though, because of what they have there and what it really is. I mean, you have recordings of presidents involved there, and so I think that just the history that is, it's got to stick around. But anyway,
Plus,
destroying it. After all that, I'm still leveling it. So I'm keeping Country Bears as a love it, and Tiki Room as an enjoy it, because of what I said about how I went through it with,
I like that. That's so valid. Also, plus, with the Hall of Presidents, there's no way they could, because that was such an ode to Walt as well, because he was so passionate about politics and the presidents, and mainly about history and about the wars and everything like that in the military, especially military.
I love that they do have Lincoln come out and say something at the beginning because of his connection with Lincoln, and they have him standing up and everything. And we got to see great moments with Lincoln when we were at Disneyland, and it was also a good nap. That speech is really long.
It really is.
But I had to see it because that's one of the original animatronics. And
there are people out there that love. I mean, Jacob, our son, like, he thought that was super cool.
Right, he did, yeah. Okay, all right.
It's really cool.
Your turn.
But also.
For what?
You gave yours?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm not picking again. You already made me do it once.
Wait, we should also do one with replace Country Bears with PhilharMagic. Quick speed round, go.
It would take the place of Country Bears for me, and they'll like it.
Okay.
I'd still love it to Tiki.
For me, it would be PhilharMagic for sure, love it, and Tiki enjoy it, and Hall of Presidents destroy.
I think I'd move Tiki Room up and enjoy PhilharMagic.
I do like PhilharMagic a lot, though.
Yes, I do too.
I was sad we didn't go to it this last time.
I know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
That's one of mine and one of my family's, like, for sure go-tos that we had to do.
It's really good. It's fun.
And I wish you guys had gone this time because of the new additions that they added. Have you seen it?
I had the Coco edition, right?
Yep. They have Coco and what one am I forgetting?
I know they had added Coco. I'm not sure about any others, though.
Well, we're going in October. I mean, but we can squeeze that in.
Yeah.
I don't think we had told the audience that yet. Thank you.
Sorry.
Surprise.
All right, October trip coming up.
Yep. That's okay. You'll hear about Michaela and Kirsten's May trip first. So.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
On that note,
this was a lot of fun, Julia. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
I'll do the rundown. You guys can find us out on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube. If you're watching it here on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe. And if you are on any of those other platforms, please reach out and say hello. We'd love to talk to you and get some feedback and hear what you want to hear. Let's see. What am I forgetting? Share it. Go out and share it with all your friends and tell them Miles from Main Street is the one-stop shop for Disney. I'm rambling. Julia, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Julia Hartlaub, on Instagram, same thing. I'm on those the most often. So definitely hit me up there. And I'm trying to get more into TikTok, but I started late in the game compared to everyone else. So I'm a little slow on that.
Yeah, I just added it 2 weeks ago, so you're still good.
Okay, cool. Definitely on Instagram and definitely on YouTube weekly.
Awesome. All right. Again, Julia, thank you so much for coming out and doing this with us.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. I'd love to come back again if you'll have me.
Oh, absolutely. We will definitely get you back on here for sure. Cool. But like we always say, some live close,
but others don't.
So let's talk about it. We'll see you next time on Miles from Main Street.